Okay, check. Okay, I just have to film this. And it doesn't matter if it's good. I am filming this video and I'm putting out what I filmed. I'm driving to therapy. My camera's in my seat. I'm not even looking at it. I'm not distracted by it. Don't even worry. It's just like there's a small digital child sitting in the chair staring at me, which I can focus with that. That's not gonna get in my head. What is getting in my head is trying to film anything. I've been trying to do that for weeks and weeks and weeks. It's the start of the new year. I thought, new year, new videos. Wouldn't that be great? Oh man, I'm so excited. At the end of last year, I start making a list of ideas. I start outlining videos, and new year comes, and guess what I do? I film. I film for weeks and weeks and weeks. But guess what? I don't even get to the end of most of the videos I'm filming because I give up. Because I get frustrated and I get discouraged and I think, screw it, I'll do it later. And then I try to come back to it later and I get just as discouraged and the cycle continues. So that's what this is about. I have my little digital child in my chair. Why do I keep saying chair? In my seat, in the passenger seat, in my passenger chair. My car's got real comfortable chairs in it. And see, that would be one of the reasons why I would want to film again. I'd be like, well, I can't say chair. Why do I keep wanting to say chair? That's a mistake. Film over again. And then I would keep doing that over and over. And so here's what I'm doing. I'm pressing record and I'm just gonna let it record. I'm not gonna think about it. I'm not gonna get in my head. I am going to put a video out, all right? Nothing is going to stop me. It's like there's the classic study where they take an art class and they split them in half. They tell one half, you're gonna be focusing on quality this semester. Your final project is that you have to turn in one piece of pottery, but it has to be the greatest piece of pottery that you have ever made. It has to be the highest quality. And then the other half, you tell them your focus is quantity. You don't have to turn in one really good pot. You have to turn in as many as possible. A ton of pots. At the end of the semester, they all turn in their stuff. And guess what? Guess which group has the highest quality pots? The quantity group, of course, because it's through making a ton that they get experience, they get practice, they learn, they grow, they make mistakes, they fix mistakes, and then at the end of the time, they have all these pots, and in the midst of those pots are some really great pots, but they wouldn't have gotten to those pots unless they had made all the crappy pots first. I'm getting in my head about videos. I'm thinking, oh, quality, oh, quality, oh, quality, when it's quantity. So, okay, look, here, I'm filming a video and I'm gonna put this out. No matter what, this video is gonna be seen by other people. I don't care how bad it is, or if people can't understand me, or if I misspeak, or if you were to transcript the words into words on a paper, you would look at the words and be like, this is not a complete sentence. That's why I get in my head about that a lot too. And then I start second guessing, and then I won't film. And then I start. A few weeks ago, I wrote a letter to fear and pride. And I'm almost too embarrassed to share this, because it's like the kind of thing that I hear people do, or the kind of thing that I hear as homework from a therapist, that like, write a letter to this person who used to be in your life, or write a letter to this feeling, or write a letter to this concept. And so I wrote a letter to fear and pride and said, fear and pride, I don't think that we make very good business partners. I don't think that we are good collaborators. I don't think moving forward, I can have you be a part of my team when making big decisions about what I'm doing. And it felt really powerful. I mean, at first it felt ridiculous. I'm like, dear pride, dear fear. But then as I actually got into it, I was like, oh wait, this is actually helpful. This is weirdly powerful to personify fear and pride and talk to them as if they are actual people who I am working with. And I can actually like talk to them about how they are affecting me and how they are getting in the way of the work that I am trying to do. And like, it helped me see like, oh yeah, these are the issues. It is fear and it is pride. I wrote that letter breaking up with them, but it kind of feels like they're still on the payroll. And I don't want them to be. I want to make this video. I just have to put a video out. I also don't have to yell. Why am I yelling so much? I get anxious, which makes me agitated, which makes me get louder and louder and louder. And then when I take a pause and I start talking again, I'm like, Taylor, why were you so loud just now? Calm down. It's the gap. That's what's getting to me. Ira Glass has the incredible quote where he talks about the frustration that we can feel because of the gap that exists when we first start pursuing some new art, that your interest, your taste, what you know is good is over here, but what you're actually capable of creating is all the way over here. You know what's good. You know what it looks like and feels like when it's good, but you're not there yet. This is what you're capable of doing, and there's a big gap between these two. And the only way to get that gap to close is to keep working, to keep going. And as you work, the gap gets smaller. But when you first start working and you see how big that gap is, it's so discouraging. I know what it could be. I can't do it, so I'm not even gonna try. But the only way to close the gap is to keep going. It's funny how I'm able to see this so clearly in things that I've already done. In hindsight, it is so obvious, the work that you had to do to close the gap. But when I'm in the middle of it, but when I look back, it seems so clear, especially with stand-up. It was like when I first started performing comedy, I had like 100 or 200 or maybe even a million terrible, awful, dumb, poorly written jokes living inside of me. Just a big old pile of bad jokes that I was born with. And underneath all those terrible jokes, that's where all the good jokes are. That's where the actually funny jokes live. And the only way to get to those good jokes is to get all the bad jokes out first. I just gotta keep going. Underneath these bad ones, that's where the good ones are. And then what a great feeling when you finally get to a good joke and you finally write something that you're like, wait, the gap is smaller. But the only way you get there is to do it. That's why I love to keep my old notebooks, because this is where all of my worst ideas live. This is where every dumb, terrible joke came out and had a place to live so that I could get to better jokes. And it's fun and encouraging to go back and look through these and sometimes see jokes that is like, yeah, that was terrible, that was awful. And sometimes seeing like, oh, there's the glimmer of the beginning of an idea of a future joke. I can see the origin of what became a story that like I'm actually proud of, that actually goes well. And I can see all the way back and sometimes to look at the date and be like, that's 8 years before I got to a place where I was actually proud of it. And it starts to help put things in perspective. It's harder for me to think about closing the gap when it comes to filming. But I know the only way to do it is to start. And so that's what this video is. I'm starting. I started. I'm building my pile, I'm closing my gap, I am fighting through the discomfort. Pride and fear are not in charge. I made a video.